Hello, and welcome to the Joy in Pens and Paper. My name is Erin, and I'm going to first and foremost ask that my nails are disregarded. I painted them at home a couple days ago, and they're showing signs of wear and tear. Is what it is. So I wanted to just do kind of a mid-month flip through. I am pretty excited with the style, I guess, of journaling that I'm doing this month, and I wanted to share it more than once. So I'm going to flip to February 1st. So I have my currently inked right here, and I have my newest pen right here on the bottom. This is the Noveler Nautilus, the Christmas 2023 pen, and look at all of those sparkles. I can't. So this month for my journaling, I decided to do, I guess I'm going to call it a friends theme. And so each day I did a header where I wrote the one where I, and so I'll just quickly talk through what I have done each day for the first half of February. So on the 1st of February, a friend of mine, her husband traveled to Germany for work, and there was a strike for, I think it was a security position in airports where her husband had traveled to. So his flight home got canceled. And so my neighbor and I got dinner for she and their kids, and I picked up a bottle of wine. So on Thursday the 1st, that's the one where I delivered Jersey Mike's. And I thought it was really funny. And after I picked up the order at Jersey Mike's, I sent a text in our group text pretending to be kind of a DoorDash driver and said, "Good news, your order has been picked up and your driver's on their way." So I just thought that was really funny. On Friday the 2nd, I saved up for a number of weeks. I have my iPad Pro, which I've mentioned in my videos, and the charging port on the iPad Pro would only work with one specific cord, and that was causing me some anxiety. So a few weeks ago when I got a new set of AirPods, I had asked about that at the Apple Store, and they told me that a good workaround is to get the Magic Keyboard, and there's a charging port on the Magic Keyboard which charges the iPad. So I saved up the money to get that and was able to pick it up on February 2nd. I also got it at Target with a red card where I got 5% off, which covered almost all of tax, and that was really great. I also did a quick note, which I'll probably talk about this as I do my end of month review on my fountain pens and inks. But the journaling here is with Wearing Gold 12th Night, which is this really lovely blush pink with a shimmer. And the shimmer kind of leans bluish. It's a silvery blue, but it's pretty close to the same color as Birmingham Pen Company, Pennsylvania Fieldstone. So I just thought that that was really interesting. On Saturday the 3rd, that's the one where I felt super productive. So I just did a bunch of stuff. I pulled out an old app that I used to use called OmniFocus. I got that set up as kind of grounding myself and being able to feel much more productive, which is what I needed. Sunday the 4th, it's the one where I provided supervision. So as a board certified behavior analyst, I have taken some extra steps to be able to supervise students who are studying applied behavior analysis and hoping to be able to sit for the board certification exam to become a board certified behavior analyst. And so one of the students that I'm supervising had reached out on Sunday and said, oh, I have an assignment. I didn't realize it was due tonight at midnight. Would you be available to do a meeting with me? And so I met with that student. We went over the assignment. I was able to explain kind of how they should train their mind to look for keywords to determine the accuracy of the answer that the assignment was looking for. And it was really interesting because that particular student said, you should teach this. And I was like, yep, I used to actually. I used to be a co-instructor for graduate level coursework on applied behavior analysis. And it's definitely a passion. It's something I'd like to get back to someday. But right now that's not something that is available. Then Monday, it's the one where I took my son to the pediatrician. As we were driving to work, school, he blew his nose. I saw the color and the texture and knew right away he had a sinus infection because I have acute sinusitis. I feel like I am, in essence, a sinus infection expert. So I took him to the pediatrician and, sure enough, he had a bacterial sinus infection. Tuesday the 6th is the one where I effectively de-escalated a student. So I had a student that kind of a tougher cookie in terms of needing established relationship, and they had identified me as a backup trusted adult in the event that their primary trusted adult was out. And on this particular day, that primary trusted adult was out and they had a really hard time at the end of the day. So I was able to step in and relatively quickly help this student to get some perspective, come up with a game plan, and transition on to their next activity. So I felt really good about that. Wednesday the 7th is the one where I went to a bar class, and I've only been, since the pandemic, I've only been to maybe 2 workout classes, maybe. And I love working out. That's a passion of mine. So my colleague, and I used to work with this colleague over a decade ago. I'm so honored to have the opportunity to work with them again. They invited me to join them once a month at the gym that they go to for a class, and then we went out to dinner. So I was really excited to go to that bar class. It was a really good class, and afterwards the instructor came up to me and asked me if I was a dancer, which I don't necessarily consider myself a dancer. I took some dance classes as a kid, and then in college I was almost a dance minor. I needed to take dance history, and I didn't want to sit in a lecture hall. I took all the dance classes in college as a way to move my body and get credits. That's actually, I think, a life hack, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily call myself a dancer, but I have danced. But it was flattering to have her ask if I was a dancer and comment on my good form. So that was really reinforcing for me. On Thursday the 8th, it's the one where I got supported. So I just had kind of a few moments, and I felt really supported by my colleagues, which was really great. And yeah, so that's always nice to feel supported. On Friday the 9th, it's the one where I taught an AIM group. So for those of you that have been around for a bit, you know that I have been attending a weekly AIM group. I recently went to a training on AIM, which stands for Accept, Identify, Move, and it is part of acceptance and commitment therapy, which is one of the kind of principles of applied behavior analysis. And so I was super excited to have the opportunity to be trained, and now I am implementing 2 AIM groups a week, and I did a middle school group on that Friday, and middle school's a tough crowd. They were very receptive and respectful and open to that group, which I really appreciated. On Saturday the 10th, it's the one where I held a baby. Oh, I love babies, love babies. So a former staff member that I used to supervise and turned friend. She is a wonderful, wonderful person. Myself and another staff member that I used to supervise, we drove out to see her. She was due to have her baby January 8th. I was convinced that she was going to have it December 26th. I was very close. She had the baby on December 27th. So little baby girl, my friend and I, we got to hold her, and I thought we were going to be there for maybe 2 hours, and we ended up being there for 6 hours, but it was awesome. It was so great. Sunday the 11th is the one where I watched football. So that was Super Bowl Sunday. I also, at this football event, I was at some friends of mine. Again, if you've been around my channel, it's the friends that got married this summer, and I was in the wedding. So I went there for the Super Bowl, and one of the guests that they had is a fountain pen enthusiast. And I'll probably tell the story a few more times, apologies, but a few weeks ago, I was at my friend's house and they showed me this handwritten letter that they had received that was a thank you letter for a night out at dinner. And I looked closely, and first of all, I could immediately tell it was written with a fountain pen. Second, I could tell it was written by a male. And third, I could tell the type of ink that it was, or I felt very confident I knew the ink that it was written with. And so I got super excited and said, oh, text him, ask him if it's Emerald de Chavour. And they wouldn't do it because they're not fountain pen people. They didn't understand the joy that I had in that moment. So I knew this person was going to be at the Super Bowl party. I let them settle in for a few minutes before jumping in and saying, hey, did you write that thank you letter? Was it with Emerald de Chavour? And then that launched a absolutely amazing conversation about fountain pens and inks. And I had brought some with me. And then we exchanged contact information. He shared some Discord groups that I'm going to have my son help me get set up on. I feel really old that I'm saying that, but we've continued to talk every couple of days via text message about fountain pens and inks and paper, and it made me so happy. So then going forward to the next day, Monday, is the one where I was called a fountain pen celebrity. So this particular person that I met at the Super Bowl party, and I could be butchering this, apologies if the details aren't correct, but had done a post on a Discord group about meeting me, and people knew that it was Aaron. And so he texted me and said, just want to let you know this, you're a celebrity in the fountain pen community. And that just was really, like I put here, I had a little nerd out over that. That was very flattering. Tuesday the 13th is the one where I had a snow day, begrudgingly. So my last day of work for this school year was scheduled to be June 14th, which is a Friday, but we were projected to get about 8 to 12 inches of snow on this Tuesday. And so school was canceled, which means we are now going back on a Monday for the last day. I think we probably got maybe 6 inches, but it was heavy snow, so it packed down pretty quickly. So at one point in the day, I took the dog out and I could see it was definitely about 6 inches that we got. But by later that afternoon, it had packed down and it looked to be about 3 inches. So it's always a tough call. I am thankful I'm not in the position to make that judgment call, because you're never going to make everyone happy. You're going to have half the people who say, goodness, in my day, we would have had school even with a foot of snow and we would have walked. And then on the other hand, you're going to have half the people who say, if school's not canceled, you're disregarding the safety of the students and being very unsafe. So I don't envy anyone who's in the position to make that judgment call. You're making it based on whatever information you currently have. So then Wednesday the 14th is the day that I got my new pens. You can see I start using it pretty much right away. So it's the one where I got a new pen, and I filmed a video for that. It took forever to upload, so it didn't actually post until the 15th. And so this will be the last day that I review for this video, but on the 15th, that's the one where I had a crazy busy day. So Monday, the students had a half day professional development day, and then Tuesday we had no school. So I had to pack in everything else into Wednesday and Thursday because Friday I also had a professional development training. So I bounced from meeting to meeting, observation to observation, the entirety of the day on Thursday, and just was exceptionally tired. Just tired. My brain was tired. And it was interesting. On Friday, the professional development I went to, we all went around and introduced ourselves and our role in our respective districts. And when I stated my role as pre-K through 12, BCBA, the trainer paused and said, how does that work? Does your brain get tired from having to shift grade to grade, building to building? And yes, it does. It does. So that is my midway through February walkthrough of my memory keeping. I'm really very excited about the Friends vibe that I have going with the one where and then titling it. I look forward to doing that each day and to thinking about what I might select for that header. So thank you for watching. I may have some extra bonus videos this week, given that it is vacation for me, so I have a little bit of extra time. And I hope that you have a wonderfully productive day and week. Bye.